Hey Stampers, welcome to Brandy's Cards. So I've got a fun card for you today using the Epic Celebration stamp set. And I'm super excited about this stamp set, and the reason is because it's got a guitar in here and it's got a bunch of fun things, and my kids are really into music, and my oldest plays the electric guitar, and it's red and it's shiny just like the one in this card, so that's what it was inspired by. And then my youngest, well, he plays the drums. So it always sounds like this garage band in my house. And I know some of you have called me and we've placed your order, and it's like, what is that in the background? Well, it's my kids playing upstairs, but it is just so much fun, and I love it, of course. So when I saw this set, I had to have it for that reason. So let me show you this. The Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog went live January 3rd, 2018, and it runs through May 31st of 2018. This catalog is amazing, and if you're a customer of Brandy's Cards, you should have gotten your catalog already. And I know a couple of you have told me that you hadn't gotten it, and you sent me an email. That was perfect. So you should have gotten the next one that I sent you. So just let me know. And if you're new to Brandy's Cards and you don't already have a demonstrator, be sure to send me an email. I'd love to answer your questions, send you catalogs, and hopefully earn your business. All right, now let's talk about the Celebration catalog. So this guy is fantastic. Celebration is once a year. It's an annual sale. It starts January 3rd and it runs through March 31st. Demonstrators, customers, we all love this sale. We all love to get a free item or two, right? So Celebration, for every $50 you purchase before shipping and tax, you get a free item. And so that's how I received the Epic Celebration stamp set. So this is the stamp set right here. You can see the guitar, which I loved. And then here's to an Epic Celebration. These are some fun shoes. You're awesome. And I love the little dots, so I'll show you how I use those. And then the headphones. So it's a fun stamp set. This is the card that I'm going to show you how we made today. And so you'll see here, this is the Simple Stripes textured embossing folder, which I thought was super fun. And I'll show you how I did kind of the darker, how I got the darker red underneath there. And then you've got your guitar. I put a little bit of Wink of Stella around the edge. That kind of gave it some shininess, I guess. And I colored that using the Stampin' blends. That's right, our alcohol markers. So I'll show you exactly how I did that too. Now, what are you gonna need to make this card? Well, you're gonna need basic black, real red, and some Whisper White, and some Stampin' blends, as well as the Simple Stripe textured embossing folder. Now you're gonna find that in the Occasions catalog, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you because sometimes they're easy to miss, and I think it's just such a dynamic folder. It's on page 5, and it's kind of featured right down here in this little corner. So it's definitely easy to miss. So I definitely wanted to show you where that was located. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fold our cardstock in half, and then we're gonna take, I've got some liquid multi-purpose adhesive here, and we are going to glue our inside first here on the top, and then we'll flip it on over, and then that will be perfect for the inside. Okay, so there we have that. That's all done. And now I have another piece of Whisper White here. So we're gonna put this on the top. This is actually gonna mat our real red cardstock. Now, if you're new to Brandy's Cards and you're interested in the sizes and the dimensions, not to worry. Feel free to go over to brandyscards.com and click on blog. And there on my blog, you're gonna see this Epic Celebration card, as well as the video tutorial will be there, and a written tutorial with sizes and dimensions. So I promise I will share that with you. Speaking of my website, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've kind of had a little bit of a refresh. I hope you guys are enjoying it. The whole idea was to make it a little more user-friendly for you, and just share lots of ideas and make it so you can find them real easy. And of course, my stamp club is out there. So I'll tell you a little bit about that later, but you have to go check out kind of, you know, the new look and feel of Brandy's Cards. Pretty excited about it. All right, so let's go ahead and work on our embossing folder. So this is the Simple Stripes embossing folder. And you'll notice that you've got the flat side here, and then you've kind of got the raised, right, which is the stripe. Now, depending on which part of the cardstock that you want embossed with color is which side that you would ink up. And so I kind of like the flat part of the card right in here in the deep part to be deeper red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the side that says Stampin' Up. So when you see your folder, it says Stampin' Up, that's the side that I'm going to ink up. Now, as I do this, I don't want you to worry because you can absolutely get this off your embossing folder. It's totally easy to do. And really all I do is just run it under my sink, under water, and it comes right off. Super simple. So not to worry about that. But you have to be careful. You don't want to get your hands in there because you definitely could get real red pretty fast. All right, so now I've just inked this up pretty good. You want to make sure you ink up big enough space so that you can get full coverage with your embossing. I think that's most important. I have my real red cardstock. I'm just going to go ahead and place it right here in my embossing folder. And then I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. And when it comes out the other side, it is going to look fabulous. I just absolutely love embossing folders. Love them to death. They just make such a beautiful image, or texture, I should say. There we go, check that out. So now that is super cool. So you can see in here, the deeper color of the red is inside, and then you've got kind of a brighter red, which is your stripe. So I just thought that was super, super cool. And now remember, just take your embossing folder, run it under water, and all of that ink will come right off. Totally easy. Another thing that you can do, say you want to make another card pretty fast, take a piece of paper towel, put it inside your embossing folder, and then run it through your Big Shot again, and that will dry it up pretty quick. So now let's add our simple stripes to the top of our card. Perfect. There we go. So now we have our our simple striped textured embossing folder on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use Mementos ink. And why Mementos? Because we're using Stampin' Blends. That goes perfect with our alcohol markers. So I'm going to ink this guy up, and I am going to stamp it right here. Perfect. Now while I'm stamping, I'm just going to go ahead and ink up my Epic Celebration in red. And I'm going to stamp it right on, because this is actually my scrap paper. I'm not sure if I said that or not, but this is my scrap paper. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to stamp it off here on my cardstock. I could, take my Stampin' Scrub and clean it off, but I'm not going to do that today. It's pretty easy just to go ahead and clean it off right here on the side of my cardstock. I'm going to ink it up in black and stamp it again. So now I have my Epic Celebration in real red and in basic black. Now we're going to move over to our Stampin' Blends. Those are my favorite. I love using these things. So now I have, looks like light cherry cobbler and dark cherry cobbler. I also have smoky slate and the color lifter, just in case we need it. So the first thing that I find is easiest to do is start out with the darkest marker first. And what you're going to do is just sort of color where you would like the darkest part of your guitar. And I kind of like the dark part of my guitar right here around the edges. Right down here at the bottom and along this edge here. Now we're going to cut this guitar out. So if for any reason you go outside the lines, it's perfectly okay. Now I'm going to take my light cherry cobbler, and I'm going to kind of do a circular motion and start to kind of blend this color from the darker cherry cobbler. And I'm just sort of circling it right on top and moving it to the center. In the center towards the neck of the guitar. And that is what I love about Stampin' Blends, is just how easy you can move that color and go from light to dark. It is just awesome. So now I have colored the whole guitar, and you can see it's a little bit darker down here where we colored it with the dark cherry cobbler. but it's not dark enough, I don't think. So let's layer some more on top of that. So I'm just gonna come in here and add a little bit more cherry cobbler because I really want some of that depth. And we're gonna put our lid back on and then come back in here and blend it some more. And so I like it where it has, you know, where it kind of looks lighter there towards the middle. I just think it highlights it beautifully. And so I think we are about good. Now, if you would like, you can actually take your color lifter and you can come in right here along these edges and you can start to kind of lift some of this color. If you want to make it a little bit lighter and sort of add a little bit of highlights in here, see how that kind of lifts the color? I just think that is super cool. And it just really sort of helps bring it to life even a little bit more. All right, so the next thing we're gonna move on to our smoky slate. I have a dark smoky slate and a light. I'm gonna start out with the light one, and I am just gonna color the whole neck of the guitar with my light smoky slate. No rhyme or reason, just color it all, you know, real easy. And then I'm gonna go in, and instead of like doing shading like we did with our, cherry cobbler, I'm gonna just kind of use the lines that are already on the guitar and just sort of wispy on top of them. You know, I'm not really looking to shade this necessarily, but I just want to add a little bit of dark color to that. So you get a little bit of contrast. So it brings it to life just a little bit more. You see that? Just like that. And so you can let it let it dry a little bit and then go back over the top. And just on some of these darker lines, we're just trying to get a little bit of depth out of that, okay? So here we've got that. Now what we're gonna do is we are gonna start cutting our guitar out. And I've got my Epic Celebration here as well. So I'm just gonna go up like that. Now let's cut it out with some paper snips. And it's a very easy, the guitar is actually very easy to cut out. And don't worry about the neck of the guitar. You know, just kind of cut down here. But when you get down to kind of these little notches, I didn't really worry about those. I just sort of cut a straight line down, you know, because it's not really that big of a deal. The idea is we just want to get this guy cut out. And it's just kind of hard to kind of cut those little notches out, so don't worry about that. All right, so now we're gonna move down the other side of our guitar, just like that. And now you see here, I did go outside the lines a wee bit, so I have to get fairly close to my guitar, to my black lines because of that, but that's okay. And of course, if you leave a little bit of white around the edge, that's good too, because you're actually mounting it on Whisper White, so it works perfectly fine. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our Epic Celebration. And I just hand cut these out. Here's our real red, and I'm just gonna cut along the bottom, and then I'm gonna cut here along the top, and then snip off my edges. And I really love piecing together a message. I love to scrapbook. And this is something that I would, do often as I would grab magazines and things, and I would start to find different words and different phrases and cut them out of magazines and piece them together in my scrapbook. And I'm sure some of you guys do that too. So just kind of a fun way to, move your message around too. So we're gonna cut out, here's to Ain. We've got Epic Celebration already. So let's cut that guy out. Perfect. We'll kind of push all this stuff to the side. And let's go ahead and mount our Whisper White cardstock to our basic black rectangle. And we'll just get this kind of glued down. And then we're gonna add our guitar, which is my favorite part. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a Stampin' Dimensional behind our guitar. And I have to tell you, if you have some mini Stampin' Dimensionals, that would be perfect for the for the neck of the guitar. However, I have run out because for anybody who joins Paper Pumpkin, I send my, my new Paper Pumpkin subscribers a free pack of mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I've completely run out, and I didn't realize that. So I do apologize. I don't have those, but all you have to do is just cut one of these Stampin' Dimensionals in half, or just like I did, cut out like part of the edge of your pack here. So once you get your dimensionals on here, and then you're gonna add your guitar, and I'm just gonna put it right there. I kind of liked it, you know, you can do it centered, or you can kind of put it on an angle. I kind of liked it a little bit on an angle, I think. You know, I've done it both ways, but I think I like it on an angle. And then I'm going to glue down, and instead of gluing, I think I'm gonna use a mini glue dot. Those are just sometimes so much easier and a lot faster. So I'm gonna add a mini glue dot behind my Here's to Ain. And I think I'm gonna just set that right there, perfect. And then I'm gonna get another Stampin' Dimensional, and I'm gonna put it behind Epic. I like that word, Epic. I'm gonna stick Epic right there. And then I'm gonna get another mini glue dot for Celebration. And I'm gonna make Celebration a little bit straighter, I think. Perfect. Now let's flip over our guitar, and we're gonna add some Stampin' Dimensionals behind our basic black cardstock. And then we're gonna add it to our card. And gosh, it looks so cool when after you have those stripes embossed, and then you add the guitar, it's like, wow, that's very cool. So here we go, see? So I'm just gonna center and stick my guitar down. Oh, I just love it. It's so much fun. Okay, so now I have a Wink of Stella, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I kind of liked that little bit of shine, you know? I just thought it kind of looked fun. So I have a Wink of Stella here, and I just gotta get some glitter down there. These are so much fun. If you have not used these Wink of Stellas, they are just wonderful. It's kind of adds glitter and shine. It's really great. So I'm just kind of going along the edge of my guitar. I'm not really looking to add too much, but just along the bottom. Just like that. Perfect. We are all set there. Okay, so here it is. Here's to an epic celebration using the Stampin' Up! Celebration Stamp Set Epic Celebration. I know, that was a mouthful. And it's just super fun. I've got some other cards I designed with it for you as well. I'm excited to show them to you. And let's see here. Let's see what we've got. I have one here. Oh, look at this one. Okay, so this one is super fun. So this one, I colored the shoes. I used powder pink and some Bermuda Bay. I also used the Stampin' Blends here. Thought that was fun. So that's kind of a neat, oh, and the little dots in the background. So those are the dots that I used from the stamp set. This one is super fun. This one you'll see back here, the headphones are stamped, the little dots are stamped. Here in the real red, you'll see the guitar. And then I put two guitars on here. One in, pumpkin pie. And then I also did one in Bermuda Bay. So just kind of fun, switched it up a little bit, added some stars for just, you know, for some embellishment. And then You're Awesome. These are some more shoes. I couldn't decide which color I wanted my shoelaces, so I went with green. But you know, next time I might pick a different color. I'm not totally sure. But anyway, it was just a fun card, and I thought it was kind of super simple and just a card that I think you could send to a teenager or somebody who would like that. So I hope that you enjoyed my project today, and don't forget to go over to Brandy's Cards. Over there you'll find the video tutorial for the Epic Celebration guitar. And if you like my video tutorials and you're interested in maybe a few more tutorials, I do have my stamp club, and I'm super excited about that. I do share more ideas, tutorials. We're going to be doing some live events on there as well. I've got prizes out there, as well as we're going to do prize patrol. We've got color challenges. So in my stamp club, there are so many fun things that are going to be happening and that are going on. So I'd love for you to check it out. In order to do so, just go to brandyscards.com, and in the top, just click on Stamp Club. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer those for you. I really appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to let me know if you need a catalog, and if you've made a purchase from Brandy's Cards in the last 12 months and you didn't get yours, let me know. I'll make sure you get that too. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.